onto my hand in a valley with sand. Just living again in a wild smile. March on another mile on hallowed hills. Attached to the land will be still. No one's ever gonna say a thing. And we'll be together again.
Bubba the Love Sponge Show and some really good friend of ours. And I got to tell you, Spice, about 7-8 months ago, came to me and said, hey, man, I want to have this band called OAR on. I go, what? Spice, I don't know who OAR is. Who are they? Cancel it. I don't want them. Spice, like, no, man, you really need to. These guys are great, man. They're really, I mean, they're selling the crap out of everything. They got this song called Shattered. Maybe your old lady listens to them. Like, I don't want those guys in there. I don't even know who they are. So then Spice finally says, trust me, Bubba. Please trust me. You know, you're fat. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know anything about music. I mean, you still think that AC/DC is cool.
I actually stressed the you're fat part.
Yeah, and I said, well, there's a bunch of college dudes. I don't even have anything in common with these dudes. And he's like, please, just trust me. Just like you did that Minnie A-Bear bitch, that saxophone playing girl. And she was cool. And so I have to tell you, that was probably one of the biggest bullheaded mistakes that I made, not giving these guys a shot or not knowing who they were. So I had them in. These OAR characters out of Ohio State. Not that I'm a big Buckeye fan, but anyway. So I had these guys in here, and I have been such a fan ever since. In fact, Spice and I, when we were at the gym, listened to the Madison Square Garden show. Like I'm almost like a little bitch. I've turned into a little OAR bitch.
Yeah, you're a mark now.
I got my man boobs, and I can go up there and be at the concert and
trying
everything. Trying to get backstage, trying to impress some roadies and what have not. And anyway, they're here today, and we've been really. I just love these guys. And that sounds kind of queer, does it not? I just love these guys.
No, it's okay.
And anyway, they're here, and the whole entire. I thought maybe we'd just get maybe Mark and maybe Benji, but we got the whole damn crew today.
Benj, please, Benj.
Oh, I'm sorry, Benji, Jerry. You know how they all roll like that. Mark, how are you guys, man?
We are doing so good. We're happy to be here. They said they sent us an email I guess a week and a half ago, 2 weeks. Hey guys, I know you don't like to get up in the morning or do anything, but there's remember that Bubba? You remember that show?
That Bubba guy.
We forget? Are you kidding me?
We love you guys.
Of course, we came in here. We were I remember coming in.
We got crazy.
Nervous.
Yeah.
The last time you came in here, we were shocking people, and then Hulk Hogan walked by.
Yeah. Hogan walked in, and then he started playing. He started playing bass.
He started slapping your bass.
I remember this one day. So one day, Hogan and I are going to the Orlando Magic game for the Laker game, right? And we're listening to the Top 40 station, and I think This Town might have come on, one of the two. And I go, Hogan, that's the dudes. Who? Those are the dudes. Remember those young dudes? I go, Hogan, they're OAR. Who?
You remember? You were slapping the bass.
He goes, oh, yeah, I think. Do they think they know Brookie? I go, I don't think that they know your daughter. Can she get, what kind of label are they on? Can she get Brookie? I go, well, listen, not only about Brooks' label, but I know that you met these guys. Oh, yeah, I remember. He didn't remember.
Yeah, I don't know if Brooke opening up for OAR would be the best fit.
No.
Call me crazy, but
I'm willing to give it a shot.
So anyway, last night, man, Brent's comment was, I don't think that you could stuff any more hot bitches in a venue than what they did last night at the Performing Arts Center. So if you're a guy and you're in Orlando, or you're in St. Augustine, Jacksonville, or Pompano Beach, and you got a chance to catch OAR, and you think, oh man, there's some college dudes that make some good ass music. You're right.
There were some college dudes.
No, but to me, I'm 40-some. They still look like college dudes to me.
Yeah, that's true.
And but boy, Brent, if even if you're like marginally on the fence about whether you like OAR, just the ass factor.
Get there, get to the show, because there are
gear up and act like you like them so that you can get some ass.
Right, because there's roaming packs of girls at their show,
play the game.
And these guys are singing songs that the girls love, and the girls are dancing, and they're wanting to rub on a guy. And if you're there, you could probably get lucky.
It's like almost going
to get rubbed on.
Yeah. Well, but then that leads to other things, because Mark keeps playing and keeps singing, and they keep getting more and more crazy.
Mark keeps singing these little love songs about being shattered and stuff, and them bitches just at the end of the day, they just want some bald-headed guy like Brent to hang on to.
It's very exciting.
I can imagine. I was sitting there doing the ass math in my head outside, watching all the girls come into the venue. I was like, man, these guys that aren't married must be really partying.
Well, these guys are making a lot of money, man, because they actually are one of the very few that did the crossover. They went like AC, did then like AAA, and then top 40, and then they mean so that means that's all about the dollars.
Not only that, but I wanted to ask you this. And first off, to get a soundtrack that's a good thing. Get a song on a soundtrack, but much less a song on the Twilight soundtrack, which is like chick heaven right there. I mean, get on a soundtrack. Does that pay well? I mean, is it like something that keeps on coming?
You know,
or do they pay you a flat rate and you just kind of go with it?
I'm going to be honest with you on this one. We are on the deluxe soundtrack.
Ooh. What does that mean?
Which means that they sold 1 million of the original one, and they said, "Hey, let's do a deluxe one and see how that does."
Right.
And then it comes out and it doesn't do so hot. And
you get nothing from the original one.
You get nothing from the original one. Although this is hilarious. One of the guys who engineered that song with us when we did it called me. He's like, "Hey man, congratulations on the multi-platinum soundtrack." I'm like, "Okay, cool, man. I don't even know what he's talking about." He went and bought a plaque and all this stuff, and I couldn't bear to tell him. I could not bear to tell the guy that, we're
deluxe.
not even on that one, right? We're on the deluxe.
No, but it's the real money. I mean, you guys, is the real money in the touring, as far as you guys, is that where the real money is?
Yeah.
Is that why you guys just work your ass off, just on the road all the time?
That's it. I mean, we've got, 5 guys. We got a crew of 20.
5 guys, a hamburger joint?
Yeah, we buy 5 guys.
Oh, yeah. You guys got hamburger franchises? Sign me up, kid.
I'm not messing around. But yeah, the touring, man, I mean, that's the only way to do it. We never took $1 from a record company or anybody to get it going. So we would go out with say 10 amps, and then the next time we'd take 12, and then 14, and then we'd take speakers and lights, and we kind of just did it.
Kept upgrading your stuff.
What's that?
You guys are typical band members. Instead of putting it in your pockets, you guys buy more equipment.
Exactly. We go back in. Right.
Eventually, you have a Kiss show. You have a Kiss concert.
And nobody there. And
they've already got the digital backdrop. I mean, that
we only got 200 people here, but we got the best backdrop in the whole industry.
Did that cost you some dollars, that backdrop, huh?
Yeah, we just like to provide a show. I mean, we've been doing it so long that you got to have... Every time this summer comes around, you can't be giving them the same thing.
No.
You know what I mean? You gotta expand. You gotta take it. And that's what's great about having 5 guys in the band, that, a guy like Jerry, who's basically in charge of that world, he can take care of that, and then each one of us can do our own thing.
Man, I gotta tell you, Jerry, the bitches, I was watching last night, and the bitches love Jerry.
Well, he plays a sax,
and like, as soon as he busts out the sax, it's like all the chicks, like, oh my God.
Yeah, but I'm dying.
The panties up.
Have you seen Lost Boys?
Yeah.
Okay, you remember the dude at the beach with the saxophone with no shirt on and a chain around his neck?
Unfortunately, yes.
Okay, I can't wait for Jerry to do that. Because we want girls. Oh man,
we need to get Mindy Abair, that saxophone playing, and Jerry to maybe have a kid or
sax off
and a big sax off. Jerry, have you ever heard of her, Mindy Abair? She's a saxophone chick that we had her in
jazz
here one
artist.
day. Jazz artist.
She's smooth jazz stuff.
Yeah, she's not bad looking either.
I'll check it out. I haven't heard of it.
Smooth jazz.
I hear that Jerry likes heavy metal.
I totally like.
I heard he likes heavy girls.
Yeah, no, he likes hard rock and heavy metal
and Tool.
Yeah, Tool. Great band.
Yeah. Now, Jerry, you're married, right, Jerry?
Yeah.
Right. Now, where are you based out of?
Ohio. I live in Columbus.
Now, are you one of them now? Because some of the guys are from Massachusetts. Well, you happen to be one. I'm sorry, Maryland, but you happen to be one that came from Ohio.
Yeah, the guys came to school in '97 at Ohio State, and I lived in the same dorm as Mark and Chris, and then Richie after a while, and so we just started hanging out, and they were playing in the band and stuff, and I just kind of hopped up on stage and just wouldn't leave them alone. So.
And you said I can play the saxophone of all things.
Boom. Yeah.
And then Mark said, I don't think we quite have a place for a saxophone dude, but if you wanted to do the backdrop, we could have you work on that a little bit.
I said, if you take your shirt,
and then he just kept playing the saxophone, kept on.
If you take your shirt off and put a chain around your neck,
like Clarence Carter, remember that guy?
Yeah.
Wasn't he a saxophone player?
Clarence Clemens.
Oh, Clarence Clemens.
Clarence Carter, I'd be stroking.
Stroking. Clarence Carter was stroking.
I know nothing about music. I just know these guys kick ass.
Tasha last night, I took her to the show last night.
Did the boys meet Tasha?
A couple of them.
Yeah.
A couple of them.
How can you not, huh?
And everyone who didn't heard about it.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Spice is so over the rim on that deal that it'll eventually catch up to her.
Totally.
She'll cheat on him.
Well, hey, man.
Sometimes it happens to you.
Well, last night she was talking about how hot Richie is, and I'm like going...
Why do you think I did not take my girl to the concert?
I'm like, what in the hell? She's like,
Heather been on the tour bus today.
She goes, I like the Asian. He's cute. I'm like, really?
Kung Fu? She likes Kung Fu?
And I go, why? She goes, I've never seen an Asian play guitar before. She's like, this is totally awesome.
We need to have...
And I was like,
you're saying he has to play piano?
Well, no, I go, except for Guitar Hero, I've never seen an Asian play guitar either.
Guitar Hero. What do you guys think about that now? We had the guy from Mississippi, from from Mountain.
Leslie
West in here, and he just couldn't understand how that worked.
He couldn't play his own song on Guitar Hero?
Yeah, he couldn't play his own song.
He's like, God damn it.
But he was cashing the checks. He said the checks were quite nice on that one.
Great checks in that thing, man.
We're on the deluxe.
There's not so many copies.
Not so many copies. It's us, Guster, a couple other bands.
Guster.